It's race day for race number 9 of the 2015 NASCAR Xfinity Series here as we live from Talladega, Alabama for the day's 2015 Winn Dixie 300. 45 drivers entered this race, but only 40 made the show, and 40 drivers are lined up on pit road getting ready to go green for race number 9 of 33 for 2015. Today, the NASCAR Xfinity Series will hit the track for the 9th race of the year, and tomorrow it will be the NASCAR Spring Up Series race here live from Talladega. On the front row, Rookie of the Year contender Brendan Poole in his first Talladega start has won the pole after winning the pole from knockout qualifying round number 3, and he will start next to Cup driver Eric Almirola in the 98. Due to this new qualifying format, we see drivers who we don't normally see up front starting up front, but also that means that some drivers who we usually expect to do well are going to be starting in the back. On row 2, we see we have the two RCR Chevrolets of Brendan Gaughan and your Daytona winner, Dillon. Rookie Daniel Suarez with last week's winner, Elliott Sadler, Chris Buescher, and Cale Conley coming off his best career finish second last week at Richmond. Darrell Wallace Jr. and Austin Dillon, your top 10. Morissette and Ross Chastain also made it to round 3 of qualifying, but like we said, it was Brendan Poole who was on the pole. 5 drivers did not make the show, and today's going to be a 22-lap race. Enough of me talking, let's take you down trackside so we can get the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Today we hit the high banks of Talladega. Next weekend we are heading short track racing at Iowa for the 3M250. That is your next race on this Xfinity schedule, but first, well for now, let's take you to your starting grid for the 2015 Winn Dixie 300. Okay, we are going green this time by. The lights are out at the top of the pace car. Let's get you a little spotlight on some of the drivers in today's field, beginning with former series champion Brad Keselowski, as he will be driving a second car from the Team Penske stable, the number 12 Alliance Truck Ford for Team Penske. Another former series champion in the field today is the number 20, driven by Carl Edwards, making his start in the number 20 for JJR. Last one came at California earlier this year. Right behind him is a 2-time Talladega winner, one in the Cup Series and one in the Xfinity Series, number 29, this weekend driven by David Reagan. Also in the field, the number 55, driven by ARCA veteran Mark Thompson for Viva Motorsports, and right beside him is a 9-time ARCA winner at Daytona, the number 85 Lucas Oil Chevrolet of Bobby Gerhart. Right ahead of Mark Thompson on the inside lane is Chad Boat for Belly Boat Motorsports. Casey Kane driving the 88 car this weekend for Junior Motorsports. And Benny Gordon driving the 17 as Vision Racing makes another start. It's been a long time since we've seen the 17 car. Mike Wallace, known for his great skill when it comes to super speedways. Mike Wallace driving the 26. Mario Gosselin and Joey Gates, the 90 and the 52, will complete the field of 40. But up front, it is rookie Brendan Poole and veteran Eric Almirola on the front row, getting ready to lead us down to the green flag. The fans are on their feet in the 22-lap race. The Winn Dixie 300 is underway from Talladega. The race down into turn 1 for the first time today. And already 3 wide up front. Elliott Sadler moves high. Nobody went with him. But up front, Almirola in the outside lane did not really get a great jump on the start. And it's Poole, Gaughan, and Suarez who's able to get out front in the top 3. They head down the long back straightaway here at Talladega. Now to the inside comes Chris Buescher, runner up here 1 year ago in the 60. Right beside his teammates of Darrell Wallace and Elliott Sadler. Now Morissette in that 54 Monster Energy Toyota, pushing Buescher up to the front. From the top 4 trying to break away, and the inside comes Brendan Gaughan, but now 3 wide for the lead. Daniel Suarez in the 18 rookie getting pushed by Dillon, your winner from Daytona. Earlier this year, at the line, Suarez gets it at the line. He leads lap number 1 with a great push from the 3 of Dillon. Now Borstead up to 3rd. Austin Dillon now up to 4th. And Gaughan falls back to 5th. As Buescher will pick up the 62. Sadler now getting a push from the 0-1 of Landon Castle on the inside lane. I remember Landon Castle finished 4th in the Cup race here in the fall of last year. Behind Castle is Carl Edwards driving the 20. Darrell Wallace in the 6th. David Reagan 29. Chad Boat 84. And it looks like Joey Gase and Mario Gosselin has kind of lost the draft already. So has Benny Gordon in the 17. Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, 2 drivers who started outside the top 35. They have now worked their way up inside the top 20, moving strong on the inside lane. Up front now, Elliott Sadler in front of Landon Castle. What a great run this is for JD Motorsports. That number 01 team, Landon Castle out in front, coming to the inside of Elliott Sadler. Sadler trying to go 2 in a row. 1 on field mileage last week at Richmond. Now the top 4, 2 by 2, Castle and Sadler, Darrell Wallace and Carl Edwards, and give a shout out to Chad Bowden at 84, getting a push from the 98 of Eric Almirola, who will make it 4 wide. There's Jeremy Clements on the inside. There's Blake Cook in the 8. We just talked about Keselowski and Blaney, and Brendan Gaughan gets turned. Up the track goes to 62, collects Chris Buescher in the process. A lot of front-end damage on Chris Buescher in the 60. Brendan Gaughan, Ryan Sieg's involved in the 39. And look at all the damage on one of our championship contenders coming into this race. 5th in points, Chris Buescher, and Brendan Gaughan came into this race 10th in points. And Buescher got a lot more and a lot severe damage, as you see. Running up inside the lead pack. Trouble breaks out after a 4 wide situation gone bad and has taken out Chris Buescher and Brendan Gaughan. Landon Castle had the lead at the line and will be a leader when we go back green. But Chris Buescher, a lot of damage on that fast enough forward. We see he starts all the way up here in the front. I'm really surprised that it did not take out more drivers. Right here, it looks like Brendan Gaughan gets turned on the nose of the 84 of Chad Boat. And Gaughan comes up the track and just nowhere to go for Chris Buescher, at the wrong place at the wrong time. That Ryan C comes and gets some contact. The 43 of Dakota Armstrong got a piece of that as well. And there's the 85 of Bobby Gearhart trying to slow down, trying to get through all that. And there's C, looks like he got clipped by Gaughan. But from where it started, like right up inside the top 5, only about 3 drivers got real contact out of that. So pretty good job by all these guys to avoid that. What could have been a big crash here, only on lap number 4, that has taken out Chris Buescher and Brendan Gaughan. Landon Castle was the leader. Carl Edwards will be 2nd when we go back green from Talladega. Alright, we're going to be going back green here on lap number 9 of 22. We're back here for the Winn Dixie 300. And out in front of the field is Landon Castle in the 01. Carl Edwards 2nd, David Reagan, Darrell Wallace Jr., and Elliott Sadler. Eric Almirola, Brennan Poole, Austin Dillon, Borstead, and Todd Dillon. They make up your top 10, Ryan Blaney, Chad Boat, Regan Smith, Brian Scott, and the 88 of Casey Kane make up your top 15. A couple of drivers took an opportunity to come down pit road under the silver flag. They being the 8 of Blake Cook and the 12 of Brad Keselowski. Brendan Gaughan also came down pit road. They will restart 37th, 38th, and 39th. Chris Buescher is behind the wall in the 60. He has been released and checked from the Info Care Center. Chris Buescher, 5th in points, 47 points behind. He will finish 40th today. Tough break for Chris Buescher. But Landon Castle right now, he's down in the, 24th in points. That's including some of the Cup guys who's ahead of him in the point standing. So realistically, he's around 15th. Carl Edwards making his second start of the year. David Reagan making his first start of the year in his 29th for RB Racing. And then Darrell Wallace Jr., Elliott Sadler, Eric Almirola, 3 Fords, Austin Dillon, and Brendan Poole, the 2 Chevrolets. Boris Said, and Ty Dillon. Already went through the top 15. Jeremy Clements, John West Townley, Daniel Suarez, David Starr, and Ryan Reed. Ross Chastain, Tanner Berryhill, Harrison Rhodes, Peyton Sellers, Eric McClure, Mark Thompson, Chase Elliott, Dakota Armstrong, JJ Yaley, and Mike Wallace. And also, Chase Elliott is your point leader, a 20-point lead on Elliott Sadler. 26 points on his teammate Darrell Wallace Jr., 40 on Ty Dillon, and 47 on Chris Buescher. Back underway, Castle leads us off into turn 1. Edwards went high, nobody went with him. And look how far back the 20 is going to drop if nobody comes and picks him up on the outside. Almirola thought about going up there, but he goes through the middle, and to the inside comes the 29 of David Reagan. Getting help from now the 1 of Elliott Sadler. Castle has Darrell Wallace Jr. in that SpongeBob SquarePants Ford. By the way, we are going to Kansas next weekend for the Spring Up Series, and it's going to be called the SpongeBob SquarePants 400 as well. So an early SpongeBob start for Darrell Wallace Jr. And Sadler to the inside for the lead. Elliott Sadler in the 1, who won this race 1 year ago, to the inside of David Reagan. And David Reagan was in that battle for the win here 1 year ago, driving in that 98 car. Darrell Wallace and Landon Castle, the 2 cars on the outside lane, and they have driven away from the second pack, being led by Ryan Blaney, Ryan Scott, Casey Kane, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Reed, John West Townley. Here's Chastain. Here's Elliott. And Brad Keselowski trying to get his way back up towards the front. Then Bobby Gerhart, Blake Cook, Mario Gosselin, Joey Gase, Brendan Gaughan, who is off pace after the damage and contact he had with Chris Buescher. And now for the lead comes a 54 of Boris Said. And these guys are pretty much hanging with the lead pack. They're 3 wide now for this would be for 12th place, Suarez, Kane, and Scott. And they were about a second quicker than the guys back up here. And the 2 JGR teammates, Boris Said and Carl Edwards, 1 and 2. But now Regan Smith to the inside. Talked about Elliott Sadler winning this race 1 year ago. Regan Smith won this race 2 years ago after being around 5th place, coming off turn 4. Darrell Wallace Jr. now up in the 3rd place. Paulson and Brendan Poole behind him in the 42. And to the inside comes Carl Edwards in that 20 car for the lead. Carl Edwards and Boris Said side by side for the lead. We talked about that pack back here with Casey Kane and Ryan Reed, Daniel Suarez. They have caught everybody up here. Suarez pushing Austin Dillon, who's pushing his brother Ty. So making around at least 14 cars in the lead pack. 15 to John West Townley can get up there. Brian Scott, Chastain, Chase Elliott has worked his way up to 19th place. And Brad Keselowski, who came down pit road, is right now 34th. Not too sure if he even maybe got some contact with that crash with Gaughan and Buescher. That might be why he came down pit road, and that might be why he's not getting that much time. Back here running with Benny Gordon, Chad Boat, and now Eric Almirola to the front in the 98. Sadler in the 2nd place. Suarez and Landon Castle is off pace. Landon Castle's off pace, and he's going to slow down Regan Smith, Ty Dillon, and Ryan Reed. No cautions out, but trouble for Regan Smith, Ty Dillon, Ryan Reed, and Landon Castle, who is off pace in 0-1. What a heartbreak for Landon Castle, having a great run, but looks like a mechanical failure will end the day for the 0-1. But because of that, that's taken a lot of guys out of the lead pack. And now Sadler, Almirola, Kane, Reagan, Poole, Suarez, and Carl Edwards. The 7 guys who was able to get away from that issue. Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain, then Borsed, Darrell Wallace, John West Townley, Brian Scott, JJ Yaley, Mike Wallace, Tanner Berryhill, David Starr, Dakota Armstrong, Chase Elliott, and Eric McClure. Then Mark Thompson, Ryan Blaney, Cale Conley, Harrison Roach, Ryan Sieg, Peyton Sellers, then Jeremy Clements, Regan Smith, 28th, Bobby Gerhart, Ryan Reed, 29th, and Ty Dillon, 30th. And Brad Keselowski, Benny Gordon, Chad Boat, Blake Cook, Joey Gase, Mario Gosselin, there's Landon Castle, Brendan Gaughan. So it looks like the day will end for Landon Castle. Let's see how far back Darrell Wallace and these guys are behind. Last time by it was at least 3 seconds. That was with Austin Dillon, and now he's behind all these guys. So you got to expect to be a little bit more. And can they chase down the guys who's driven away from the pack? A 50-98 set by Almirola, a 50-82. So last time by, Darrell Wallace was quicker than Almirola. But Brendan Poole is out in front in the 42. Now Kane in the inside of Suarez in the 18. And David Reagan's blowing up in the 29. The RAB Toyota of David Reagan has blown up. And what a heartbreak this is for David Reagan. Running 6th at the time. And that black number 29 Toyota goes up in smoke on lap number 15. And David will take that car behind the wall. And it looks like he will finish at least 38th, maybe 39th. Saw Landon Castle have an issue now. David Reagan. And there's Landon. He's now went 2 laps down. And here comes Reagan down pit road. This was a one race deal as well. They were trying to get things together to get David in this car at Daytona in July. But it looks like David's a gearbox issue on the 29 of David Reagan. So now we have Sadler, Almirola, Kane, Poole, Edwards, and Suarez. Boris said, trying to chase down the guys up front with John West Townley, Mike Wallace, Tanner Berryhill, Dillon, Wallace, Chastain, Scott, and Yaley. Then Elliott was Regan Smith at. And he's down here at 27th. They're not going nowhere. Keselowski 31st. A lot of good cars and a lot of good drivers, but the draft is that important when it comes to Talladega. And Casey Kane, Carl Edwards, Eric Almirola, 3 drivers who will be running in the Mars Cup race from Talladega. What can they bring from this race and transfer it over to Cup race? They can learn when, where to make the move. What's going to be the best place to make your move with this rules package. Right now, Casey Kane leading the field off turn 4 with Daniel Suarez, the rookie. And they are going to catch the slower 62 of Brendan Gaughan and put him 1 lap down. 5 to go from Talladega. Kane to the outside of Brendan Gaughan. And Gaughan's going to hold up Carl Edwards and Eric Almirola. You think a veteran like Brendan Gaughan would not make that mistake, but he's still holding up Carl, and he does not even know where he's going to go. That's going to allow Boris Said and this group to catch him. That's going to allow Sadler, Poole, and Suarez to pull away. And Carl's still not wanting to make a move. Now he makes a move, but look how far back the 98 and the 20 are. And with now 4 to go, and they're still kind of separated, the 98 and the 20, I don't know if they'll be able to catch them. Austin Dillon on the inside of Boris Said. Austin's teammate is Brendan Gaughan, and he would expect the 62 to maybe cut the 33 some slack. Also back here is Brian Scott, Brendan's other teammate. Just got around JJ Yaley, and a great run for Tanner Berryhill, driving the 19 for TriStar Motorsports. And now Sadler, Poole, and Suarez has caught the 88 of Casey Kane. Can Elliott Sadler go back-to-back wins in the NASCAR Xfinity Series? Can Eric Almirola and Carl Edwards catch them? They seem to be a little bit quicker, but not by much so. They'll have 3 laps to go, and they are drafting Almirola and Edwards. Can they get there? They were running a little bit quicker, but now Carl's going to make a move to the inside, possibly getting a little bit overheated. Now they will make the switch, but this is going to cost some time. 3 to go at Talladega, and right up ahead are 2 more slower cars. The 52 of Joey Gase and the 90 of Mario Gosselin. And now, then not far even ahead of them is Blake Cook, who came down pit road. Chad Boats, Benny Gordon, and Lanny Castle is back on track, 4 laps down. And last time by, Carl was quicker. Carl and Eric Almirola were quicker than all the guys ahead. They're just running out of time, and they cannot be switching anymore. But I want to say that Almirola to the inside. Casey Kane and Daniel Suarez. 2 laps of racing to go from Talladega. Kane to the outside of Gosselin. Ooh. And this is really going to help Edwards and Almirola. The 2 slower cars have slowed down the front force progress. And oh, this is what Almirola and Edwards need. Look how quicker, 10 miles per hour quicker than 20 and the 98 car. And Kane is stuck in behind Gase and Gosselin. And here comes the momentum for Eric Almirola. Now Brennan pulled to the inside of Elliott Sadler, and Kane is falling back. Welcome to the battle for the win. Almirola and Carl Edwards. So you make their way to turn number 4. Daniel Suarez, Brennan Poole, Eric Almirola. The 2 guys who started on the front row, battling for the win. Carl Edwards pushing Almirola. Will Carl help his teammate Suarez, or will he go for the win? Brennan Poole falls back on the outside lane. Can Daniel Suarez hang on? Can Almirola make a move off turn 2? Will Carl make a move before him and cost Almirola the race? Carl makes a move, but Almirola does not. That's going to allow Daniel Suarez to get the win right here. Because Almirola did not make a move. They battle for second place. Can Edwards get a run of Suarez? They just made their move too late. Coming out, turn number 4. Can Edwards get a run? He moves to the inside, but does he have enough momentum? Coming down the line, Joe Gibbs Racing teammates, Carl Edwards, Daniel Suarez. Side by side, Carl has a run. Oh, Carl Edwards gets the win. Carl Edwards wins at Talladega. He got a push from, was it Elliott Sadler in the 1. Gets by his rookie teammate Daniel Suarez and Carl Edwards. The 2015 Winn Dixie 300 winner at Talladega. Suarez, 2nd place. 3rd place will go to the number 42 Brennan Poole. A great run in that 42 car. Elliott Sadler and Casey Kane was able to come back and get 5th place. Eric Almirola 6th. 7th place will go to Austin Dillon. J.J. Yeley getting a top 10. Darrell Wallace Jr. 9th. And Chase Elliott will come back and get another top 10 and will continue his hot streak here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. 11th place went to Boris Said. 12th place went to Cale Connolly. No, he went 15th. Oh, what a finish that was, though. Right there at the end, Carl Edwards got it, timed it perfectly. Almirola could have had the win, but just did not make a move when he should have off turn 2. Carl jumped to the inside. I thought it was over. I thought they were just going to battle, and Suarez was going to get away. But right here off turn 4, Carl got help. It was from Brennan Poole in 42. And right here at the line, see Carl has a run. Sadler giving Suarez a push, but it was not enough. And the win will go to Carl Edwards in the 20 car. His 2nd start of the year, 2nd start for Joe Gibbs Racing, and Carl is the winner at Talladega. One of the guys doing double duty this weekend. If I put a 2015, it'll just stop the recording, so I'm just gonna not put a 1. Alright. I went through the top 10. Said Brian Scott, Chastain, Townley, and Connolly, Jeremy Clements, Jenna Berryhill, Mike Wallace, Ryan Segan, Mark Thompson, Sellers and Armstrong, Starr and Smith, Reed, Gearhart, Ty Dillon, Eric McClure, Harrison Rhodes, and Ryan Blaney. Not sure what really happened to those Penske cars. We saw them moving towards the front, but trouble must have struck them somewhere. Benny Gordon, Blake Cook, Chad Boat, Mario Gosselin, Joey Gase. The two drivers who really held up the 4 guys who were racing for the lead. Brendan Gaughan, Landon Castle had a mechanical or something went wrong with the 0-1. David Reagan blew up, and Chris Buescher was in that lap 3 crash. That is all here from Talladega. Next weekend, it is a standalone race, meaning that the NASCAR Xfinity Series will be racing by itself at Iowa Speedway next weekend for the 3M 250. So that is all here from the Xfinity Series. Next, or tomorrow, the NASCAR Spring Up Series will hit the track with their race, the Geico 500. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming up very shortly. And Carl Edwards, the winner of the 2015 Winn Dixie 300 at Talladega. Goodbye, everyone.